Well, I know it's the start of April, but we're still seeing those flurries across the board here on our sky cam. We're still seeing some of that blowing snow. Currently, we're looking at -10 here in the Queen City, and those temperatures are going to remain cool for the next couple days. We're still going to be hanging around that negative temperature-wise across the board. As we take a look around the province, we are seeing that theme, especially here in southern Saskatchewan, central Saskatchewan, and on the east side, or rather the west side of the province. It is getting a little bit warmer in Buffalo Narrows, Meadow Lake, but we are going to continue to feel those colder days for the next few. As we take a look at current wind speeds, we aren't feeling too bad here. We're looking at 15 km/h sustained winds in Regina, a bit of an uptick in Hudson Bay, 20 km/h winds there, 22 km/h winds in Meadow Lake, and we're just seeing that like not major winds, but there are some gusting, blowing snow, especially around the Regina area as we can look at our radar and satellite. That snow is probably going to continue throughout the course of the night and even into tomorrow. We're seeing just a little bit of remnants of those flurries coming through. Nothing major, nothing that's going to stick around, but we are feeling those effects coming up from a Colorado low that's going underneath us. As we watch the weather tracker for the evening, we see cloud cover, we see a little bit of a system moving up near La Loc, and then we're on to Tuesday, just a little bit of a mix of sun and clouds for the most part throughout the day, and that's going to continue into Tuesday evening. And Wednesday, we're going to see a lot of cloud cover across the province. Of course, we aren't going to see that system to the east, which is that Colorado low coming underneath us. Could, however, see a few blowing flurries through Estevan and Yorkton as that makes its way east into Manitoba. Watching the National Weather Tracker, we do see that Colorado low heading towards eastern Canada. And then as of Thursday at 2 p.m., we do see most of that cloud cover dissipating. Now, we could see some rainfall coming through with that system, but for the most part, it should be avoiding us. Looking at our forecast for tonight and tomorrow, La Loche still going to see some flurries overnight, but then +2 tomorrow, looking much colder in Prince Albert, -22 there, -4 as the high for tomorrow, as well as in Lloydminster. Watching that cold trend continue, especially in central Saskatchewan. We're looking at -21 in Saskatoon, a little bit warmer overnight in Yorkton, -12. And then as we head south, we're going to continue to see some of those flurries in Moose Jaw overnight, which is something we anticipate, as well as in Weyburn, -14 in Assiniboia, Weyburn, and Estevan. But again, those flurries hanging on, as well as into Regina. Into the early hours of tomorrow morning, we could continue to see some of those flurries sticking around. Tomorrow we'll see a high of -6. Looking at our 7-day forecast, brought to you by Capital GMC Buick Cadillac, proud member of Capital Automotive Group. A few flurries hanging around in the morning on Tuesday, but then the cloud cover takes over. We're going to see a high of -6 and only a low of -13. And then into Wednesday, we're seeing that sun pop out once again, a high of -5. Into Thursday, we're seeing a high of -2. So slowly getting warmer as April goes on, something that we like to see. And then Friday for the long weekend, we're seeing +2, a low of only -3 overnight. Into Sunday, we're seeing 4 degrees, a low of 0, and then Sunday, we're seeing 5. So we are going to be experiencing that warm up throughout the weekend. We just have a couple colder days left ahead of us, but then it's looking like smooth sailing going forward.
And it does continue to get even warmer after that 7-day trend, so it looks like we've had a little bit of a melt the last couple weeks. That big melt is just around the corner.
Yeah, April snow showers bring May flowers.
Oh, that's nice. That's a nice thought.
Sure.